Ciao ragazzi. It basically means hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already understood, today we will be visiting a country located in the southern Europe comprising of the boot-shaped Italian peninsula and a number of islands including Sicily and Sardinia. Well, if you remember your class 10 social studies, you will know what I'm talking about. The country famous for its art, architecture, fashion, opera, literature, design, and the most important of all, food. The place where you can get the most authentic pizza. La Italia, Italy. But before we go there, let's take a small detour into the Expo official store to take a few remembrances with us. So today I'll be taking you on a journey that takes you to the heart of Italy. So the theme they have chosen is Beauty Connects People, to show how creativity comes from different places and disciplines in an unprecedented journey through the Italy of beauty, touching on the country's extraordinary past, present and future. It gives us an unforgettable experience that presents new educational, professional and business opportunities. Here we had just entered the pavilion and a staff member was telling us about the Italian pavilion. So I'll let you hear what he has to say.
Okay, so hello everybody, welcome to the Italian Pavilion. We want you to start from this very place. Why? Because you have a geographical map here, the concept of space. Then you go up from the escalators and you reach the concept of time. So, a little bit about the architecture of the pavilion. You have more than 70 kilometers of nautical ropes surrounding the building. Ropes made out of plastic bottles. More than 2 million bottles of plastic were used to make these ropes. On top you have 3 hulls, 3 boats, upside down. They make up the largest Italian flag in our history. You must have seen it coming from outside, right? Well, these are the colors, pretty easy, green, white and red. What I want you to pay attention to in your journey in the Italian Pavilion are 2 concepts. So the concept of tradition on the one hand, and the concept of innovation on the other hand. We are just in the very middle between sustainability and opportunity districts. So you'll find a lot of stuff about that. Ask questions. I mean, if you have any doubts, curiosity, just ask to my colleagues. Well, hope you enjoy, guys.
Thank you.
No problem, ciao.
Keeping all of that in mind, we moved on to the first floor where a lot of surprises awaited us. One of the surprises that we saw first was a rubidium atomic clock developed by the company Leonardo in partnership with the National Institute of Meteorological Research in Italy. It's actually a rubidium pulsed optically pumped clock which is used in space to give the most precise of time. It weighs around 22 pounds or about half that of a passive hydrogen maser. And it was wonderful to watch. We didn't know it was a clock after they gave us the introduction and told us how it worked. We were amazed to see what it could do. It's the most accurate atomic clock ever made and it only works in space. So this was a replica which was made of it and it was kept for all of the people who were visiting the Italian Pavilion to see. As we continued exploring, we noticed something very inspiring. As the staff member who had given the introduction had already told us that they had used a lot of plastic in their architecture, we noticed that the spider webs which you just saw now at the bottom of the screen, that was also made from plastic, like from the remains of the plastic bottles. So this shows that it is really important for us to recycle things and use things sustainably because there's a lot of pollution there is a lot of pollution in the world, and this is a proof that if we recycle things, we can make our life even more beautiful. I think what we saw just now is the propeller of a plane. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment box. It was like, I remember the movie Cars because there is a it's not a sequel, but then there's a related movie to that called Planes. So I remember that after seeing the propellers. And then we saw some kind of a spacecraft and then we moved on to the next part of the pavilion. This part of the pavilion where we were walking towards was much cooler than the other parts of the pavilion, so that could only mean one thing. it had water somewhere near to it. And then we saw a small pond like structure there with green water, and we were wondering, why is the water green? Then we saw something that came straight out of a Disney movie. It looked as though it was someone's cottage or house, but it was really awesome to see. It was actually some kind of an amphitheater, but it was smaller, obviously. So there was a presentation going on in there. But before we go inside, let's solve the mystery of the green water.
Of the Italian landscapes and the regions. This picture represents Italy as the country in the middle of the Mediterranean and so surrounded by the sea. Here we can notice all the plants of the Mediterranean area, which underlines the Italian roots connected with the Mediterranean diet. In this booth we have an experiment done using alga spirulina. Alga spirulina transforms the carbon dioxide that we produce into oxygen. So here is the part of our pavilion where we have more quantity of oxygen, and so we can breathe better. For these reasons, and also because of its benefits connected with the health, our health, it is considered by far the food of our future, and it is implemented by NASA as food for the astronauts. It was also used by us to create special paints without any toxic elements. You can see them downstairs. So all the green color you find in our pavilion was created using these special paints. For instance, the green color of our flag that you can see from outside in the room. So enjoy your visit, and if you have any other questions, you can freely ask me.
Okay, so this cottage represents Italy surrounded by water because it's the island in the Mediterranean. Then we were able to see the wonder algae spirulina, which converted carbon dioxide into water and helped us breathe better in this place. So this was inside of the amphitheater. So it has screens all around us and showed us various places in Italy, the famous places, the famous landscapes and stars.
The doors of paradise closing, and you have to look above you to see different Italian masterpieces of art representing the Italian skies, which means the Italian beauty.
And this bridge took us to our next destination in the pavilion. By the way, this is a great place for photos, the bridge, and you can get the scenery of the cottage behind you. It will be beautiful. If you ever go there, please take photos there. From here, most of the presentations were about things related to aerospace. So we saw a suit which was very high-tech and could be worn in space, and models of planes, models of spacecrafts, and many more things. And those are freeze-dried foods.
Each plant has its own sensor in the root, connected to the root. It's almost like this one that you can see here. And this sensor is able to tell us the level of hydration, if the plant is ill or not. So it's very useful to optimize the resources that we have to use in agriculture.
So basically, they had developed a system to get to know how nutritious the plants are, and if they are hydrated or not, or if they are getting all the nutrients they need or not. So this is going to be a big step in the future for agriculture. And then they displayed all the kinds of grains that grow in Italy. This made me feel that I'd entered the Renaissance era. This was a replica of the statue of David by Michelangelo, which is the representation of Italy itself. So it basically symbolizes independence, strength, and the perfect image of beauty in Italy. So it was created during the Renaissance era, and it is a masterpiece. I personally feel all the people who took part in organizing the Italian Pavilion, be it the architects or the people explaining or the people who got the ideas, everyone who was part of the Italian Pavilion outdid themselves, because this kind of experience is something I feel I will personally never come across, because it was truly fascinating and marvelous. That's all I can say about it, and I hope you guys had as much as fun as I did exploring this beautiful pavilion, and I hope this is a one-of-a-kind journey in your life too. So with that, we came to the end of our video. Basically the Italian Pavilion ended here, so I hope you all like this video. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to everyone in your contact list, all of your friends, all of your family, so they can also experience such a beautiful thing in life too. So I hope to see you all again in my next video of one of the most creative pavilions in the whole of the expo.